All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Winston Deal. Welcome to the WD Broadcasting Network. Tonight we are back with the Trackmaster Sim Series. After a week off at the Southern National Motorsports Park, tonight we are ready to kick off the second half of the season with a 150-lap race here tonight at Southern National. No heat races here tonight, so we are qualifying. We'll get the lineup, or I guess times, up on the left side of your screen. But no heats tonight, going to go straight into the feature. They will have an invert, so we'll see how that shakes out. But right now, Brandon Elvis in the 54 machine. Fastest in qualifying. 14 cars have taken time. One driver still on track. That's Brad Carpenter. Let's go for a lap around Southern National as Brad Carpenter goes around on his flying lap right here. You want to keep it pinned down to the bottom by that apron. A little bit loose off the corner, which is easy to do. I actually think he's going to shut it down. And that is going to do it for qualifying for Brad Carpenter. So did not get a lap in there. But Southern National, a tricky track in the late model stocks. Very rhythm-based. You have to be able to get through the corner repetitively. Get as close to that apron as you can. Colder track tonight, 66 degrees is the track temp and the air temp as well. So it's going to be a little bit trickier tonight. It's going to be a little bit tougher to pass, I think, with that colder track, but we'll see how things shake up. As qualifying has finished. We are all set and ready to go. I do believe this is going to be a heat race. I didn't see any heat races on there, but I may have not looked in the right spot, I guess. We are going to have an 8-lap heat race here. I think this will set the lineup for tonight's 150-lap race. We'll meet our starting grid here for this 8-lap heat race. Brandon Elvis going to roll off on pole in the 54 machine, your fast qualifier here tonight. Chris Shepard rolls off second in the 19 machine. Then he'll have Hudson Geiger in the 36, starting third. Then to his outside, it'll be Brandon Atkinson in the 15 machine. Row number 3 on the bottom, it'll be Justin Coleman in the 14. He'll have Zach Murphy in the 29 to his outside. Starting in the 7th spot tonight, Adam Fulford in the 171. And then to his outside, Don Lyday in the 22 machine. Row number 5 on the inside is going to be Richard Parks in the 113. And then Owen Wilson rounds out your top 10 starters in the 20 car. Back behind him, Jake Sylvia in the 118. Your points leader coming into tonight has a 27-point advantage over Landon Farmer. We'll see what Sylvia can do tonight. Don't think Farmer made the call. But he's going to be able to extend that points lead, I think. Aiden Millette in the 09 machine returns to the Trackmaster Sim Series. Going to start from the 12th spot here in heat number 1. And then Kyle Adams and Mike Fudge make up row number 7. And in the 15th spot, it's Brad Carpenter. We're going to go 8 laps. One heat race here, 8 laps. This will set the lineup, and I believe we will invert from there. But 8 laps. Brandon Elvis going to try to get a feel for what his car is going to do in tonight's 150-lap race. The pace car comes out of turn number 4, drops to the low side. We're green in heat number 1. Down into turns 1 and 2, Elvis is able to clear Chris Shepard down the back straightaway. A couple cars grab the outside wall, but everybody keeps it in the right direction. Back across lap number 1. Oh, Richard Parks in the 113 machine goes around. We'll try and get that machine spun back around. I don't know if we're throwing caution flags in the heats, and I do believe one comes out right there as Brandon Atkinson and Justin Coleman got tagged after the caution came out, I think. Chaos there those first couple laps. We'll take a look back at what happened. Try and get another look at that Richard Park spin out of 4. He had John Lyday to his outside, Adam Fulford Jr. right there in front of him. I think he just got a little bit sideways, and then Jake Sylvia in the 118 really didn't have anywhere to go. Tried to get out of the gas, but at that point, Richard Parks was already kind of going around. I think gave him a little bit of a tap, and that brought him around. And then off of 4, Justin Coleman, I think where they threw the caution, they may have just checked up at a bad spot for some of those guys. We'll watch on board with Brandon Atkinson here. Yeah, it looked like right there, you see the 29, or sorry, the 14 getting the brakes off of the corner, and that's just not where you're expecting to have to slam on the brakes. So Atkinson and Coleman able to continue on, and we're going to go back green flag racing here in heat number 1 with 6 laps to go. Brandon Elvis takes the top spot, battle for second. Hudson Geiger down low, and we're spinning out back. Kyle Adams in the 24 machine. I saw it in the right corner of the screen. The 24 went for a big slide down into turns 3 and 4. We'll watch one more time. This is down the back straightaway. See the 24, I think, got tagged by the 20 of Owen Wilson going into turns 3 and 4. Try and get another look at that. See the 24 on the top, Wilson on the bottom. Going down into 3. I think the 20 car came up just a little bit. May have been trying to miss Aiden Millette in the 9 machine, but I'm not quite sure. But the caution flag back out for the second time in heat number 1. I think they're trying to get all of the wrecking and shenanigans out early on in the heat race. They don't want to save it for the main event here tonight. Field doubles up out of turn number 4. Lights are going to drop on the iRacing.com pace car, and we're going to send them back green next time by. Pace car is back off. Brandon Elvis, Chris Shepard going to bring us back to green. Once again, the 54 gets a good jump on that inside lane. He's going to be clear of Chris Shepard down the back straightaway. Look at Brandon Atkinson in the 4th spot, up to 3rd on that outside lane. He's got 3 laps to go. Make something happen here. Or sorry, 4 laps to go. Coming back to 3 to go right here. Look at Justin Coleman on the outside lane. Oh, into the wall out of 4. Him and Hudson Geiger kind of both grabbed the wall right there. Coleman's going to lose a little bit of ground. Zach Murphy's going to sneak to the inside. Here comes Adam Fulford as well. As up front, Brandon Elvis gets 2 laps to go in heat number 1. 2 more laps. In the first race of the night, everybody trying to keep it clean, coming back to the white flag. Final time for Brandon Elvis down the back straightaway. A couple cars battling for the 6th spot. But out of turn number 4, Brandon Elvis going to win heat number 1. We've got a 150 lap feature event coming up. Brandon Elvis picks up Heat 1. Drivers will have a quick warm-up session. We'll look at the schedule for the rest of the season. Here on race number 4, 150 laps tonight. No tires in the pits. The longest race of the season without tires to save you later on. So these guys are going to have to keep the tires cool and make them last all 150 laps, which is a pretty tough task here at Southern National. It's very easy to get that right rear hot and destroy it. So we'll see who is able to hang on tonight. Going to be a tough task for sure. Next week, we've got 100 laps with no extra tires. I think that's going to be a fun one. We've had these longer races since week number 1, and then we'll get right back to the short 100 lappers. It's going to be about track position and keeping your car at the front before we cap things off. February 19th, 200 laps with a set of tires in the pits. Going to be a fun championship night, longest race of the season. Sure, these guys are going to show out. We'll get a great show. You will not want to miss that, February 19th. We are just about ready to go racing here tonight. The drivers do get a quick warm-up session before the feature. They get those final adjustments dialed in. Here's a look at the qualifying times here tonight. 14 cars took time. Mike Fudge in the 02, kind of an outlier there, a little bit off of Kyle Adams, but throughout the field, a very close, just 0.2 of a second to Aiden Millette in the 12th spot. So everybody has speed here tonight, but it's going to be about who can keep it there on the long run. One of my favorite things about Southern National in the late model stock is just how multi-groove it tends to be. You can run the top, you can run the bottom to pass. It just depends on how well you can manage your tires. Brandon Elvis fastest here in the warm-up. Trying to continue on where he left off. The last race in week number 2, where he and Aiden Millette had a little bit of trouble. Week 1, though, Brandon Elvis went to victory lane, and he's actually the winningest driver in Trackmaster Sim Series history. So we'll see if Elvis can get back on the right track here tonight. All right, I had to grab a word from Christian Peterson. Had to get the official word on the invert. Shout out to Christian for everything he does for the Trackmaster Sim Series. It's such a fun league. I know these drivers have a lot of fun mastering these tracks. So let's see what our starting grid looks like. The invert tonight going to be a 5. So Zach Murphy in the 29 machine going to bring the field to green. He's going to roll off alongside Hudson Geiger in the 36. Starting third on the inside is going to be Brandon Atkinson in the 15 machine. And to his outside, it'll be Chris Shepard in the 19 in the 4th spot. Starting 5th, your fast qualifier here tonight, and winner of heat race number 1, going to be Brandon Elvis in the 54. And then to his outside, the rest of the field looks normal on back. It's going to be Justin Coleman in the 14. Row number 4 on the inside is going to be Adam Fulford in the 7th spot. Aiden Millette in the 09 going to start 8th to his outside. Kyle Adams in the 24 going to start row number 5 on the bottom. Then to his outside, it's going to be the 22 of John Lyday. Points leader Jake Sylvia going to roll off 11th tonight, 450 laps, and he'll have Brad Carpenter in the 31, starting 12th to his outside. Then rounding out our field on back, it's going to be Mike Fudge in the 02 in the 13th spot. Owen Wilson in the 20 going to start 14th. And then Richard Parks in the 113 machine going to roll off from the 15th spot. The field getting the final words from race control. They will have to reset their starting lineup here. You'll see everybody kind of fan out as soon as they start rolling, so the field can get set. We can get ready to go racing here for 150 laps. No sets of tires in the pits. I believe we should be all set and ready to go. We'll look at Southern National one more time, because it is a fun track. Track temp did go up just a little bit. It's up to 69 degrees. But still a colder track than what we've been used to here in the Trackmaster Sim Series. Under the lights tonight, it should put on some fun racing. It looks like the pace car is going to pull away now. Time for the field to reassemble, get ready to go racing for 150 laps of action. Chris Shepard in the 19 going to roll off from the 4th spot here tonight. Shepard sitting 3rd in the points. He's going to take away the 3rd spot from Landon Farmer, as Farmer is not here tonight. Zach Murphy going to bring this field to green. Murphy's still looking for that first Trackmaster Sim Series victory. Could it come tonight? The field works their way down the back straightaway. Pace car is just about ready to pull off. They come out of turn number 4. Green flag is out, and we are underway here at Southern National for 150 laps in the Trackmaster Sim Series. Down the back straightaway they go. Jake Sylvia in the 18 machine goes around. I don't think the caution flag is going to come out. Unlucky break there. And there comes the caution flag right after the fact. I think race control wanted to let everybody get settled in before they immediately threw the yellow. Sylvia got sideways down the backstretch. He started in the 11th spot in this race. Let's see what happened. I didn't see if he got tagged or he maybe got loose on the start. Let's look at it one more time. He was behind Kyle Adams in the 24. It looks like off of turn 2. Yeah, I think he just got a little sideways. I didn't see any contact. Let's try it one more time from the drone camera here. Watch the black car right behind the 24 on the inside, the 118. Yeah, I think he just got a little sideways. May have been trying to stay off of John Lyday. You saw the 22 get a little loose. So Jake may have been trying to keep that car off of the 22. But he gets it back going. I don't think he hit the inside wall. Didn't tag anything, so he should be all good. We'll get one more look at it here. Yeah. I think just a little bit too much wheeling it off the corner. These late model stocks, a lot of times, are a lot easier to drive, but when they break free on you, when you're not expecting it, very hard to save. And when you get too much wheeling it up off the corner, very easy to feel that car snap and go around when it grabs a bunch of grip. But everybody reset. Richard Parks made a trip down pit road. He is still on the lead lap, so we've got all 15 cars still on the lead lap after that first one. Nobody with too much damage as Zach Murphy brings us back to green on lap number 7. He'll be clear of Hudson Geiger down the back straightaway. Brandon Atkinson in the 15 right there looking in third. He's got your pole sitter, or sorry, fast qualifier, Brandon Elvis, looking to his outside. Elvis in the 54 wasting no time trying to get to the front. It looks like he does settle back in behind Brandon Atkinson. We've got a battle for the 5th spot. Adam Fulford Jr. up on the outside. That's Chris Shepard in the 19 in front of him. And Justin Coleman on the bottom in the 14. Fulford scrapes the wall a little bit there off of 4. At this moment in the race, you're just trying to get into a rhythm without putting too much wear in your tires. We're 10 laps in. You've got 140 laps to go still. And you just want to get settled in without losing too much time and putting too much heat into the tires, as you see Adam Fulford falling back a little bit on the outside lane, but he knows he's got plenty of time, doesn't want to push the issue just yet. I think he does want to keep that car out of the outside wall, though. That was the second time I've seen him kind of scrape it a little bit, and as well as a couple other cars I've seen tag that outside wall off the corner. It's very easy to do here at Southern National. You have to watch how many times you do it, because you can damage the right front of the car, and it can affect you in the long run. Your top 7, all single file right there. Nose to tail. Aiden Millette in the 9 machine looking to the inside of Justin Coleman. He will move right on by. Coleman up the racetrack. Didn't want to put up too much of a fight. Knows that there's plenty of time left to get back to the front. As speaking of up front, Hudson Geiger looking racy in the 36 machine. Was all up over the back bumper of Zach Murphy. It looks like just trying to be patient. You don't want to push too hard in these opening laps. You can see them very even on time. If anything, Geiger just a little bit quicker that last time by. But there is some separation starting to happen between your front 5. Some of these guys getting some breathing room. Big Sylvia in the 118 machine. Battling with Richard Parks right here. Parks on the inside. Came to pit road on that first caution flag. I don't think he got damage in the incident, but maybe made a quick adjustment. Didn't like the handling on it initially. You are allowed one adjustment on pit road, and that is the right rear spring perch offset, which kind of changes the angle of where the right rear is mounted. You can change the way the car handles. This looks like Richard Parks takes that spot away. Gonna look back up front here. Zach Murphy has a 2-car length advantage over Hudson Geiger. We're 23 laps in this time. Justin Coleman takes a look underneath Chris Shepard. That's going to be for the 6th spot. Aiden Millette was able to get by Shepard. Coleman going to go by as well in the 14. And look at how Adam Fulford in the 71 caught right up to Chris Shepard as soon as Coleman made that pass. When you get side by side in the late model stocks at Southern National, you lose a lot of time compared to the cars that are running single file behind or ahead of you. You see Shepard trying to fall back in line, not lose too much time, but definitely lost a couple positions there. Brandon Atkinson in the 3rd spot, the 15. He's got Brandon Elvis to his back bumper. Both of these guys have been to Trackmaster Sim Series Victory Lane. Elvis has been to Trackmaster Sim Series Victory Lane 6 times, including once already this season. He'd like to go back. Brandon Atkinson would also like to visit Victory Lane. Been a little while since he's gotten the victory in the Trackmaster Sim Series. Has not got one this season. Still early on in this one, though. He's running good in the 4th spot as Brandon Elvis takes that spot away. Lap 30 up on the board. Big Sylvia looking back to the inside underneath Richard Parks. Trying to take that spot back. I think Sylvia's trying to be patient here in the early going. He doesn't want to use up too much of his car early on, but you also don't want to get too far behind your leaders. He's struggling to get by Richard Parks in the 113. Parks using up that outside lane. You can see how he pulls ahead down the straightaway. It's hard for Sylvia to make up that ground on the bottom. Parks pulls ahead, and I think he's going to be able to clear right there. Sometimes just can be so tough to pass, especially when we're early in the race like this. Everybody still has fairly new tires. As that time, Parks floated up into the outside wall off of 4. Sylvia going to be able to take that spot away. Owen Wilson in the 20 machine, trying to move past as well. We look back up front. That's how far ahead your leaders are at this moment. Zach Murphy in the 29 machine has 1 car up in front of him. That's Mike Fudge. He's got a whole lot of cars behind him trying to chase him down. He leads over Hudson Geiger. Justin Coleman's working the back bumper of Aiden Millette, trying to take over that 5th spot. Millette in the 9 machine started in the 8th spot in this one. He's trying to move his way forward. Right now, your top 4 have broken away. Millette on the inside lane right there off the corner. That may open up the door for Coleman on the outside. How about that? Justin Coleman going to try to go the long way around here. And that's what I was mentioning earlier. You can make the car work in both grooves of the racetrack. Even early on here, 40 laps in, still 110 to go. You can see the difference in grip levels right there. And don't look now, Zach Murphy, but here comes Brandon Elvis. He is closing that gap quick. He's got to get through Hudson Geiger in the 36 first. But Elvis sneaking into frame. He's going to be a factor here soon. Geiger in the 36. Running a little bit shallower line down into the corners. You see that 29 kind of trying to arc it out just a little bit more. Not running a crazy high arc down into the corner. Wants to get a little bit better angle to drive up off. And that's what you have to do here at Southern National. Passes are made off of the corner, not going into the corner. And I think Murphy understands that. If he can just keep the gap the same on the exit, Geiger's going to have to work a lot harder to get that car up to where he needs to be. Man, the laps are flying by here tonight. Almost to the lap 50 mark. And look at this pack back just outside of the top 10. Brad Carpenter takes over the 11th spot. Jake Sylvia in the 118. On the outside lane. Brad Carpenter gets by for 11th. Owen Wilson goes by as well. Sylvia not having his best run here this season. Still 100 laps to go, though. Lap 50 up on the board for Zach Murphy. And look at Zach Murphy's gap to this pack now. They're just up the road in front of him. And he's got 2 drivers behind him that would love to take that lead from him. Murphy continues to hold the lead. But Geiger and Elvis are right there. And here comes Brandon Atkinson as well. He's closed the gap. We'll look at the lap times that last time around. Almost identical throughout your top 6. Not a very, very big difference there. Even some of the cars further back through the field, the 14.7s seem to be where you want to be. I've seen a couple 6s there too. 6s and 7s are going to be where you want to be right now, speed-wise. We've got 95 laps to go when we bring them back. Brandon Elvis starting to put a little pressure on for the 2nd spot. And I think if you're Brandon Elvis, you may want to put pressure on Geiger here and try to get by him before you get to this pack of lap cars, because if you try to pass him when the lap cars are right there, you're going to allow Murphy in the 29 to get a little bit of space on you. And with these long green flag runs right now, it's going to be tough to make up ground if you lose it. And here comes Brandon Elvis to the bottom. Looks to the inside. And to back out into turn number 3. Geiger slammed the door right there. As Kyle Adams in the 24 machine spun around on the back straightaway. Just before Zach Murphy got to traffic. Adams in the 24 goes for a spin down the back, and we've got a caution for the 2nd time here tonight. Take a look back at what happened to the 24. I think he just got by Aiden Millette there, and then down into the corner. Just think he got tagged. I don't know if maybe the 24 was a little bit sideways. Don't think Millette got into him maliciously, but let's see what happened. This is the peek back to the bottom. He's not right there. Actually, I don't know if Millette tagged him much, if any. It may have... The 24 may have been going around before the 9 touched him. We're going to go on board and see what happened one more time. I don't know. That is a tough one. Race Control is going to have their work cut out for them when they look at that one later on. But Kyle Adams back on the lead lap. And the field ready to go back racing. Quick cautions here at the Southern National Motorsports Park, and no tires here tonight. speeds up the process for all these drivers. Don't really have too many cars coming down pit road. In fact, only one visit so far, and that's from Richard Parks on lap 3. But we are back racing, 64 laps in. And Zach Murphy, Hudson Geiger going to lead him down the back straightaway. Geiger in the 36 got the jump on the top. And let's see what he can do. That outside lane has been strong here towards the end of this first half. We're about 10 laps shy of halfway. Looks like Geiger going to take that top spot away. And now here comes Brandon Elvis shooting to the outside, going to try to take second. Elvis in the 54 to the outside of Murphy. Murphy looks a little bit sideways down on the bottom. Maybe struggling with the handling of that race car a little bit. Justin Coleman, big time save out of 4. Was trying to look to the inside of Murphy, and I think Murphy shut the door, and Coleman had to back out of it there. Good save to keep that car from going around. But he definitely loses some track position there, loses 2 or 3 spots. As now Jake Sylvia looks to the inside as well in the 118. Coleman in the 14. Down underneath Chris Shepard. Meanwhile, up front, Brandon Elvis to the inside of Hudson Geiger. Going to try to take that top spot away, but look at the run Geiger gets as around goes Chris Shepard in the 19. Trouble out of turn number 4. Shepard in the 19 goes for a spin. Let's see what happened. He was battling with Justin Coleman. Oh, and I think the 14 kind of slid up a little bit and got into the left side door of the 19. And that sent Chris Shepard for a spin. Go to our friends operating the drone one more time. Yeah, just up the track a little bit. The way that the contact happened looked a little weird. The way he kind of looked like he almost bounced up the racetrack. But Shepard able to get that car spun back around. He'll lose track position, but able to continue on for 2 laps shy of the halfway point. And Hudson Geiger has taken the lead under caution for the 3rd time. Field doubles up. We are ready to go back racing. Hudson Geiger on the bottom. Brandon Elvis on the top. And the green flag is back out. We are back underway. Halfway in, halfway home. 75 laps to go here at Southern National. Elvis in the 54 tried to keep his foot in it and keep a lane on the outside. But I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Geiger in the 36 able to clear. But look at that 54 on the top. Trying to make that second groove work. But here comes Zach Murphy to the inside. Elvis may have overheated the tires a little bit there. He's going to have to try and cool them down. Got a little sideways out of both corners. Murphy down to the bottom underneath Brandon Atkinson. A little contact there. Atkinson up the racetrack. Zach Murphy going to take that spot away. Maybe. Atkinson keeping his foot in it on the top. It definitely looks like the outside lane has an advantage here. as we get into the later stages of this race. About 20 laps shy from lap 100. And look who has suddenly moved into the picture. Jake Sylvia in the 118, who was at risk of going a lap down before that caution flag came out, now battling for the 4th spot. As up front, Brandon Elvis looks to the inside underneath Hudson Geiger. This is for the lead. 54 down low. Geiger rolling the momentum up on the top side. But what can Brandon Elvis do? Tries to make a little contact out of 2 to slow up the momentum of Hudson Geiger. Dead even almost at the line. Give it to the 36 by a little bit. I think Geiger doesn't want to race too hard at this moment. Allows Brandon Elvis by right there. Backed off on the top. New leader, Brandon Elvis, on lap 85. As now Jake Sylvia and Brandon Atkinson make contact. Sylvia up the racetrack. Atkinson moves back by for the 4th spot. As now Jake Sylvia in the 118 going to have to do battle with Aiden Millette once again. Millette down low. John Lyday in the 22. Right there as well. At 118 is Sylvia looking strong on the outside, but not quite able to make that pass just yet. Millette and Sylvia still side by side. I've been watching these two for a couple laps now, and neither one really getting a clear-cut advantage. Do look a couple spots ahead. Hudson Geiger battling with Zach Murphy. Murphy trying to take the 2nd spot. As Geiger tried to shut the door there, I think Murphy wanted to keep it open. The 36 trying to be aggressive and get back to the bottom, but Zach Murphy going to go on through. As he will take that 2nd spot back. He'll try to track down Brandon Elvis. Aiden Millette, Jake Sylvia still right there side by side for the 5th spot. Millette going to try to get by Hudson Geiger right there as well. I think the 36 may have lost a little bit of that speed that we saw in the restart. At 118 of Jake Sylvia, he's going to have to watch on how many times he's getting loose off the corner. You don't want to overheat that right rear. You can see that little wiggle right there. Every time he does that, there's a little bit more temperature going into that car. As Aiden Millette looks to the inside of Hudson Geiger. Millette going to try to take the 4th spot away. We're 3 laps shy from the lap 100 mark. Still 14 cars left on the lead lap. Your top 3 have broken away. Aiden Millette finally able to take that spot away. Hudson Geiger going to get back down behind the 9 machine. When you're getting back behind somebody, it's so tight to fill that gap. You have to be very precise with when you come down and try not to check up on somebody's nose, because that is how you get yourself spun out. As Jake Sylvia tries to look to the inside of Hudson Geiger. Adam Fulford right there to put some pressure on as well. Going to allow Aiden Millette to get away in the 9 machine. He has caught your top 3. Down the backstretch. Look at the 118 and 36 make just a little bit of contact. Geiger holding these guys tight off the corners, knowing what he has to do to keep as many spots here as he can. Does not quite have the speed at this moment that he did earlier on. But with 47 laps to go, you don't want to lose too much time and too many spots, not knowing when the next caution flag is going to be. As up the racetrack goes the 36. Jake Sylvia in the 118 got the worser end of that deal. They're going to look 3 wide down the back. Here comes Sylvia to the inside. Now Adam Fulford in the 71 machine. Oh, contact! Around goes Sylvia. Lide involved. Chris Shepard gets tagged as well. And man, we were watching it happen right there. They were 3 wide off the corner. I think Jake Sylvia just expected a little bit more room up to the top. I think Adam Fulford came down just a little bit right there. We're going to have to watch it one more time. Let's look. 118 kind of scoots up a little bit right there. I think the 71 was just trying to leave extra space and then got into the 118. And as soon as you get into them, it's almost impossible to get back off, to get off of the car. Almost get hooked together. And just a tough break all around. Go on board with Chris Shepard to see what he saw. I think he may have been a little bit too far back. We'll watch it from John Lide in the 22. How about that? He was right there in the catbird seat for this. Yeah, you can see the 71 definitely had a little bit of space to him, and the 36 of Geiger. But the 4th caution flag of the evening, the biggest incident we have seen so far tonight. As we have got 42 laps remaining. Brandon Elvis going to launch from the outside lane this time. We'll see what he can do. Keep an eye on that 9 machine in the 4th spot. He's going to be rolling off behind your leader. See what kind of jump he can get. We are back underway with 40 laps to go. Brandon Elvis going to bring him back. He is clear by 2 over Zach Murphy. Meanwhile, Brandon Atkinson and Aiden Millette battle for the 3rd spot. 9 machine trying to hold Brandon Atkinson tight. Going to be tough for Atkinson to get the run up off the corner. Right there is these two battle. This is exactly what Brandon Elvis and Zach Murphy wanted to see as Millette goes up the racetrack there. There was contact through 3 and 4. The 9 car got a little sideways and went up the racetrack. And he'll lose 2 spots. Battling with Brad Carpenter now. I think he is clear behind Justin Coleman, but back to the 5th spot. As John Lide went around in turn number 1. Or had some trouble. No caution for it, though. .54 of Elvis comes back to complete lap 115. We'll have 35 laps to go. And time is running out for these drivers back behind him. Look at the gap to Zach Murphy, 0.8 of a second. That last time around, Brandon Elvis was the fastest car on the racetrack. Look at the times this time around. You can see only one other car quicker, and that was Aiden Millett in the 09. So here he comes back to the inside of Justin Coleman, trying to get back up in the fight. He was battling with Brandon Atkinson, and there was a little bit of contact. Millett trying to get back up into the top 5 here, but Justin Coleman holding him tight on that outside lane. Brandon Atkinson right there as well, right up in front of him. Millett's going to have to try to get clear of Justin Coleman before he can make a run at Atkinson, as here he goes. The 9 of Millett in the 4th spot, trying to take 3rd from Brandon Atkinson. Justin Coleman right there in the 5th spot as well. Everybody looks to be a little bit like they may be struggling with the tires on these race cars as we get later into the race, as Aiden Millett dives to the inside underneath Brandon Atkinson. They make contact off of turn number 2. Atkinson falls back into line there. Move him back to 4th. But move Aiden Millett up to the top 3. He's kind of bounced around this field here tonight. Been towards the front. He's fallen back. He's gotten back to the front. Good run for the 9 machine. He's got 25 laps. Make it 24 right here for Brandon Elvis. 25 laps for Aiden Millett to improve from 3rd. Justin Coleman in the 14. Trying to get the 4th spot from Brandon Atkinson. Atkinson in the 15, falling off just a little bit here at the end. We are just about to 20 laps to go. Tonight has been about the long run and the long run speed on these cars. You can see Brandon Elvis's gap just about 0.2 of a second over Zach Murphy. But Murphy now has Aiden Millett to his back bumper, putting pressure on for the 2nd spot with 20 laps to go. Millett looks down to the inside. Murphy goes high through turns 1 and 2, tries to get the run down the back. Mike Fudge right there in the 8 machine. Kind of caused Murphy to have to check up a little bit. And that allows Aiden Millett to get by for that 2nd spot. Back behind, Justin Coleman in the 14 goes around. Spins it down on a pit road. But he goes around, and that is not what his teammate Brandon Elvis wanted to see. With under 20 laps to go, we are going to re-rack and restack this field and have a shootout in race number 4. We'll take another look at what happened to Coleman. Go 1 lap back here. He was battling with Brad Carpenter. Carpenter went up the racetrack there, and I think Coleman went to go back to the bottom. Then just drove in a little bit hot, lost the rear end. And then spun to pit road. But the caution came out before he got down pit road and reset that car. So we are going to have, it'll be under 15 laps to go when they send him back green. Don't know exactly how many laps yet, but under 15 to go. Not much time. You're outside of this top 5, but Really, anybody in this top 4, if you get a good run, or if you get a good launch on the restart, anybody in this top 4, I think's got race speed if they execute right. But for sure, that 54 is going to have an advantage here tonight. He was fastest in qualifying, won the heat. Trying to get the clean sweep here tonight. He's got Aiden Millett, Zach Murphy, Brandon Atkinson, all hungry for wins here in the Trackmaster Sim Series. As we prepare to go back racing, it's going to be a 12-lap shootout, 12 laps to go here at the Southern National Motorsports Park. Brandon Elvis trying to hang on for win number 2 this season. We'll see if he can do it. Pace car back off through the restart zone they go, and we're back underway. Elvis in the 54 gets a good launch. He is clear of Aiden Millett in the 9 machine. He'll bring him back to 11 laps to go this time. Now the 54 is going to have to defend from the 9 machine. That gap that he had before the caution came out is gone. The 9 of Aiden Millett's been really good on the short run. The 54 has been better on the long run, but still has a good short run car. As here comes Aiden Millett looking to the inside with 10 laps to go. Down into turns 3 and 4. I think the 54 should be able to hang on to this one if he can use up that outside lane. But Aiden Millett going to look back to the bottom. And he'll pull alongside Brandon Elvis down the back straightaway. Through turns 3 and 4, they're about dead even up off the corner, but the 54 leads them back across the line. Millett's going to have to figure something out on that inside lane to get a run up off the corner. It's right there, the 9 machine, a little bit more ground. 7 laps to go this time. Millett in the 9, trying to use a little bit more room on the exit of the corner. 54 of Elvis has 6 laps to go. But I think he's starting to lose just a little bit of that drive off the corner. Millett in the 9 leads across the line, I think. 5 laps to go. 5 to go this time. Millett's going to pull ahead that time out of 2. And Brandon Elvis is going to have to try to track him back down and get some of that momentum back. You got to work him back down the racetrack. You've only got 4 laps left to do it. I think if you can hold him down in 3 and 4, you may be able to, but that time, Aiden Millett's going to be clear with 3 to go. 3 laps to go for Aiden Millett, trying to walk away with this one. The popsicle stick's up in the air 2 times around. 2 more laps here at the Southern National Motorsports Park. He's got 2 car lengths over Brandon Elvis. He's going to pick up the white flag this time by final lap for Aiden Millett. Does Brandon Elvis have anything left? He's going to be a couple car lengths back. I think he's out of time. They go down the back straightaway. Aiden Millett through turns 3 and 4. In race number 4 of the season, going to go to victory lane. It's Aiden Millett in the 9 machine taking home the win at Southern National. Second place was Brandon Elvis. Third place, Zach Murphy in the 29 machine. Good run for the 29 car tonight. We'll try to grab a word from our top 3 finishers here. As Aiden Millett burning it down on the front straightaway. We'll look at our race results and then grab a word from our top 3 finishers. Millett, your winner, got it there late. It went right down to the wire. Let's talk to our winner here tonight. Aiden Millette, winner here in week number 4 of the Trackmaster Sim Series. First win of the season. Tell me about your run.
Dude, I don't even know what to say, dude. I've been really fast, got the pole, I've won my heats, I've put myself in position and just as a driver messed up, dude. It's been rough. Me and Brandon both got suspended for a week for how me and him race each other, and we both talked, and we've both got a lot more respect for each other now. I think a lot more people have respect because I don't think I roughed anyone up to win this race, and it feels great, dude. So thanks to him so much for racing me clean. This is awesome.
Yeah, it was definitely a good battle between you two at the end. I was a little bit nervous for you on the inside lane. The inside lane was kind of tough to pass on, especially towards the later stages of that race, but looked like you had a little bit better tires there at the end and were able to find the grip on the bottom and ultimately pick up the victory. What does it mean to pick up the victory in the longest race of the season up to this point? Or not longest race of the season, but longest race without tires up to this point.
It feels amazing because I don't really think anyone expected me to win this race, and they were going really hard at the beginning, so I dropped back, rode, and I just played it smart, and I knew him being on the top, he was going to be a little bit better, so, I tried to, like, manage the gap a little bit, and then as soon as I saw 5 to go, it was time to go, and we pulled away, so, like I said, thanks to him for racing me clean, and I look forward to the next one.
Yeah, next week is going to be a 100 lap race before we cap things off with the 200 lapper in the season finale. But great run here tonight, Aiden. Who do you have to thank for the victory here in week number 4?
I just got to give a big thank you to Riley Music 47 Speed Shop. He got this thing dialed tonight, and yeah, just a big thanks to him and everyone else at 47 that makes this possible.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you, Aiden, on your first victory in the Trackmaster Sim series. Hopefully we can see you back in victory lane soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep. Alrighty, folks, that was your winner here tonight. Aiden Millette did a good job on the inside lane and stole the victory from the man we're about to talk to here up into the broadcast booth. Up into the broadcast booth, Brandon Elvis, second place finisher here tonight. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Alrighty, well, P2 here tonight just did not quite have enough to hang on the top. Did not want to see that caution with 20 or so to go because you were checked out, but when it got reset there, just did not quite have enough on the restart.
Yeah, I mean, even the 20 to go didn't bother me too bad because we built up like a 2-second lead there. And just that last one there just kind of screwed us, but it is what it is. Part of racing. Hated to see it. Just got really the only time I pushed was when Aiden was underneath me there, and I just got too tight running up top and kind of lost forward bite there, and he got the best of me there. Raced me clean, so I appreciated that. Congrats to him on the win. I know he had to work for it, so it's good for him. Just pretty dejected after that one.
Yeah, it's tough to lose them when you led that many laps. You won the Heat 2 qualified pole, checked all the boxes, just did not quite get the job done when it was all said and done. But still a good night in the points. I know you missed a week, but still should be a good night there. Second place run here tonight, Brandon. Who do you have to thank for P2?
Yeah, just Coastal Performance, Burial's Performance and Fab, Chestnut Hill Restaurant, Neil and Brian Throckmorton. I know they're probably watching. My mom and dad, my wife for letting me do this, and just thanks to CP and the guys for putting the league on, and you for putting this broadcast on, man. Oh, and Coleman Design as well for giving us good looking race cars.
All right. Well, before I let you go, we got a 100 lapper next week. It was a 150 lapper tonight. How do you reset, kind of adjust as a driver for a shorter race, not knowing you're not getting tires there as well?
Oh yeah, probably just do the same thing because pretty damn good the first 100 laps there, I guess you could say. But probably do a lot of the same. Kind of running an experimental setup this week, and don't quite have it dialed in yet, but we'll get it there, and we'll make a go for it next week.
All right. Well, congratulations to you, Brandon, on your second place finish here tonight. Hopefully we can talk to you later on this season.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Now we will talk to our third place finisher here tonight up into the broadcast booth. Zach Murphy, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Alrighty, well, third place here tonight. You led a lot of laps there at the beginning of the race. It looked like just when those restarts happened, the inside lane did not quite fire off as well. Hudson Geiger was able to get the jump on one of those restarts and got the lead. The 29 machine did not lose speed all night long, though. He stayed up in the top 3, top 5 area, and ultimately came home third when it was all said and done. Tell me about your run.
Yeah, yeah, you explained it pretty well there. Definitely had some decent speed all night. Qualified 5th, and then the invert put us on the pole, and probably just pushed a little too hard when I was in the lead there. Probably should have saved a little bit more, obviously, with hindsight. But yeah, the restarts, I just couldn't seem to fire off. But once we got rolling, I had a pretty good pace. Got to thank Brandon over at Coastal Performance for hooking this thing up tonight. The thing was definitely on rails. Yeah, overall, pretty good night for us.
Yeah, definitely a good night for the 29. Second podium finish this season. And like you said, had speed all night long. You were up in the top 5, and you said you didn't fire off the best, but once we got rolling, it was good. And the long runs meant a lot here tonight. I think only 4 or 5 cautions, so you definitely had to have the car on the long run, and I think that helped you out quite a bit here tonight. You thank Brandon with Coastal Performance. Who else do you have to thank, Zach, for a third place run here at Southern National?
Yeah, got to thank Whitney Automotive for coming on the car. Got to thank Justin over at Coleman Designs for the fresh paint schemes. Got to thank all the guys at MRL, Christian, and everyone that puts this league on. It's really a lot of fun to race in. And got to thank you, Winston, for the broadcast. It's always fun to go back and watch and see with the car on track out there.
Yeah, it looks good tonight. Looked good out front. Hopefully we can see that 29 machine out front some more this season. We've got 2 more races left. We've got a 100-lapper and then a 200-lapper. How are you feeling about your chances going into those races with some speed carrying you there?
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, I feel pretty good. We've had pretty good speed in the second podium this season. Brandon's really got the car dialed in. He's been helping me a lot with the setups, and I know he was trying some stuff tonight. So hopefully, next few weeks will bring even more speed and get us all on the podium here.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool to see you guys sweep the podium. Love talking to you guys. Love talking to you, Zach, up in the broadcast booth. Congratulations to you on a third place finish here tonight, and we wish you luck throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you, bud. Good talking to you as well. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. You too. Alrighty, folks. That was Zach Murphy, third place finisher here tonight in the Trackmaster Sim Series. We'll run through the rest of our finishing order. Jake Sylvia comes home 4th. Good recovery from the 118 machine. Brandon Atkinson comes home 5th. Adam Fulford Jr. 6th. Brad Carpenter 7th. Richard Parks 8th. Owen Wilson 9th. Chris Shepard rounds out your top 10. Hudson Geiger comes home 11th. Mike Fudge 12th. Justin Coleman 13th. John Lyday 14th. And Kyle Adams comes home in the 15th spot. So that's going to round it out for us here tonight, folks. We'll take a look at our schedule going forward. We've got 2 more races left. Next week, 100 laps with no tires in the pits. And then February 19th, a 200-lapper to cap off this season. It's going to be a fun one. You guys will not want to miss that one. So tune in February 19th, right here on the WD Broadcasting Network, the home of all of your Trackmaster Sim Series content. If you guys want to go back and watch previous seasons, all the action's right here on my channel. We've got playlists, all kinds of stuff for you guys. If you want to go back and look at all things Trackmaster Sim Series. So thank you guys for watching one more time. I'm your host, Winston Deal. We'll see you guys back on Monday night for the Winter Challenge Series. No, not Monday night. We're taking the week off for New Smyrna. Apologize. See you guys on Tuesday night with the Leave the Pack Super Series. It's going to be a fun one at Oxford, 200 laps there. And then 100 laps next week at the Southern National Motorsports Park for the Trackmaster Sim Series. So 2 races next week. We'll see you guys back on the WD Broadcasting Network. Hit that red subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you guys for watching one more time. I am your host, Winston Deal, signing it off. Have a great night.